Do you know how to listen to your heart? I didn't. I did a video recently and I talked about quieting the monkey mind through meditation, letting the thoughts flow, not attaching to the thoughts, breaking the cycles, the loops that the mind wants to get into when it's trying to work through things. And I realized that perhaps not everybody knows what I mean when I say listen to the heart. And I'll give you an example because I didn't know. Had a decision to make with a friend, and I was discussing with a friend, and I was in the cycles of the mind. I was in loops after loops, and I kept, well, but if I do this, then I do that, but what about this? And I was sort of pros and cons, checklists, like all the things that we're trained, because this is a society that's evolved, that's been very mind focused. And I think that's on purpose, to keep us out of our heart, because our heart is where our spirit speaks to us. It's where God speaks to us. And it's where truth resides. And the ego sits in the mind, and so the mind is a powerful tool to solve problems, but it's not where you really get your guidance from spirit, from source. You do have your third eye here in your mind, and so there is some connectivity there, etc. But like really the portal to higher consciousness is through your heart center. This is how it's often described. I was talking to a friend one time, and I had a decision I was mulling, trying to work through, and I shared all of the pros and cons, like very typical type A personality, 3D kind of approach. If I do this, pros, cons. If I do that, pros, cons, and couldn't figure it out, and I was looping in the mind. And she said, well, what does your heart say? And I said, what do you mean, what does my heart say? She's like, well, what does your heart say? I'm like, my heart doesn't say anything. My heart never says anything, as far as I know. And this blew her mind. Because she very connected to her heart and would get a lot of intuition and guidance from it. And for me, not at all. And I think conditioned this life, past lives, karmic in a sense, that I had really built almost like a cage around my heart. And I think this sort of mind-centric, I mentioned this a little bit in that other video, the mind-centric part is it's an inversion. It's really the wrong side of the polarity. The inversion is that, we think, and that has some kind of meaning. And again, yes, the mind is a very powerful tool, and I don't want to say don't think, but can you feel inside your heart what the right answer is? So a good technique here is to help with decisioning, and I've done a video on this too, is polarity. You can do positive and the negative. So you can say, I don't know, let's just say should I take that job or not take that job, right? Take that job, I get a feeling. Don't take that job, I get a feeling. And how do I get the feeling? Well, first, meditation, you quiet the mind. Then you have to really, in the beginning of this, focus on your heart. When I say focus, draw all of your attention to your heart in a meditative state and listen. And when I say listen to all of the senses. Sight, smell, sound. Everybody experiences this differently. I see a lot of visions, and then sometimes I'm overwhelmed, I just know this is the right thing, right? And society's kind of conditioned to say things like, well, the heart is too emotional, or the heart gets you in trouble if you follow your heart. And I think that's just a great inversion of the truth. The truth is, follow your heart. God, spirit, source, whatever you want to say, is speaking to you through the portal of your heart in whispers. Quiet the mind. Spend a lot of time focusing on the heart. You can even say things like, dear spirit, show me a way that I can understand how I can open up my heart so I may communicate more clearly, or I may hear more clearly from you. And I think you'll find the more you get into your heart space, the more fulfilling life is, the easier choices are, and the better the outcomes will be for you. Because when you let the ego mind loop and think a lot, ends up creating realities that aren't necessarily the ones that you want. I think this video has been a compilation of a few, but I really wanted to share that bit that if you don't hear your heart, you're not alone. It's not easy, but with focus, determination, faith, you can hear it, you can change it, and you can see the benefit in your daily life.